The film kicks off with Colonel Varon appearing in London to collect a prisoner named Zafar. Now, this Zafar is an international criminal, and we find him casually sitting in front of the TV, admiring the most expensive diamond in the world, the Koh-i-Noor. Colonel Varon walks in, and Zafar says, "I wish I could stand to greet you, but as you can see, I'm eating pizza." The colonel replies, "Enjoy it. Your next pizza will be in India, and after that, you'll be sentenced to death. By tomorrow at the latest, you'll be standing before an Indian court." Zafar scoffs, "Take this for the judge, this for the minister, and this for the police. What a hungry country you are. Can't even find dry bread. Any minister in India is ready to sell his country and himself for money. As for you, how much will you sell yourself to me for?" Feeling insulted, the colonel slaps him, but at that very moment, Zafar's men storm the place and take out the guards. Zafar tells Varon, "Look, I'm getting out of here with or without you. You're worthless. The countdown to your death has begun. Tell me, what do you want before you die?" Varon answers him, "Unfortunately for you, the moment you kill me, the countdown to your own life will begin. The day will come when a weapon is raised against you in the exact same way, and you will surely die. We do not perish." Just then, his mother calls him, crying his name over and over. He hangs up the phone just as the flames consume his body. After that, Zafar turns to his right-hand man, Hamid, and says, "I want the Koh-i-Noor diamond. Find any thief who can do this job and steal it. You'd best look in India. Surely, among 1,200,000,000 people, you'll find someone who can pull it off." Later, the media is buzzing about the thief who achieved the impossible and stole the Koh-i-Noor diamond. And it's not just that he bypassed the heavy security. The incredible thing is that he stole it from under the noses of 500 surveillance cameras, without his identity being revealed. Then we see Harleen taking a shower. Her grandmother bursts in, saying, "My dear, you've used up all the hot water. Last month's electricity bill was 2,000 rupees. Did you see what happened yesterday? The Koh-i-Noor diamond was stolen. I hope you marry a thief just like him, my daughter." Harleen replies, "Okay, Grandma, get out, sweetie, and I'll be right with you." When Harleen comes out, her grandmother says, "See, my dear, how wonderful he is. This thief has turned the whole world upside down." Harleen retorts, "Grandma, you've gotten old and lost your mind. What kind of thief are you so impressed with?" The grandmother fires back, "I wish you'd lose your mind like me and have a thief fall in love with you. All the girls your age are falling in love, and you don't even have a stray dog looking your way. Why is your luck so bad, my child?" Harleen says, "I'm the one who doesn't want to get tangled up in the mazes of love." Her grandmother replies, "The day will come when you meet someone you love and who loves you, and God willing, he'll be a thief. Love is a beautiful thing, my dear. Ah, very, very beautiful." Afterward, Harleen goes to her job at a bank. When she gets home and sits in front of the TV, she sees an ad for a website called True Love, one of those sites that promises to find a partner for single people. After a lot of hesitation, she decides to give it a try. She signs up and finds someone named Vicky Kapoor, 25 years old. She requests a date with him, and of course, he accepts. Meanwhile, her grandmother shouts, "Quick, the cameras caught a picture of the hero who stole the diamond," but the picture wasn't clear. Elsewhere, Hamid goes to one of his men and asks him, "Did you find out for me who stole the diamond?" He replies, "Certainly, and I have also spoken with him." He asks him, "And how much is he asking for it?" He says, $5 million. He replies, "No problem. Create an anonymous account and deposit the amount in it for him, and as soon as you receive the diamond, transfer the money to his account." And finally, the thief appears. Raj. Hamid's men go to him to retrieve the diamond. Raj tells his staff, "Get them something to drink." One of the men says to him, "There are $5 million waiting for you. 1 minute after we have the diamond, it will be in your account." Raj replies, "$5 million? From whom? I want $20 million for the diamond." They tell him, "But you only asked for 5. He answers, "That deal is off the table, and if you leave and come back, the price will be $40 million. They say, "You won't even get to leave. We'll take the diamond from you for free." He replies sarcastically, "Unfortunately, the milk that you and your men drank contains a sedative. In 30 seconds, you'll all be taking a nap right where you are." But as luck would have it, the waiter made a mistake and served the milk to other customers. This changes nothing though. He knows exactly how to handle them. He completely turns the place upside down on them and escapes. And to be honest, the guy absolutely demolishes them. They run after him, but he gets away thanks to his favorite hobby, jumping from very high places. places. After that, we meet the Indian officer handling the diamond case, Zor. He's been called in because street cameras captured someone who looks a lot like the thief. After investigation, it turns out he is in fact the one who stole the diamond. Harleen gets ready for her date. Her grandmother tells her, "Take this car. It's where I had my first meeting with your grandfather. I went to it in it. It was a dark day, but I have a good feeling about this for you." She takes the car, arrives at the location, and shyly says to the person she thinks is Vicky, "I'm Harleen." He asks her, "Harleen? Oh, you're waiting for Vicky Kapoor?" She replies, "Exactly." He tells her he hasn't arrived yet. As soon as he gets here, we'll send him your way. So she goes to wait. Vicky is still late, and in the meantime, Raj happens to be passing by the restaurant. He sees her by chance and is instantly captivated. So he enters the restaurant to try and win her over. But he finds her looking at him with admiration and motioning for him to come over, thinking he's the Vicky Kapoor she's supposed to meet. Raj can't believe his luck and rushes towards her. She asks him, "Are you Vicky?" He's surprised, then replies, "They say so. Shall we sit?" She tells him, "You're very late." He replies, "And you're very beautiful." She blushes and says, "Have you done this before?" He asks, "Done what? Gone out with a girl from the website?" He says, "Website?" Then he spots the site's card next to him and understands. "No, this is my first time." She says, "Me too. But why did you choose me specifically?" He tells her, "Just look at your own beauty and you'll know." She says, "But I didn't put a picture on the site." He replies, "I knew from the way you described yourself." She says, "But I only wrote 2 words, bank employee." He says, "And isn't that enough for me to know your beauty?" To be honest, my grandmother was a bank employee, and my grandfather fell in love with her the same way. But unfortunately, she passed away. Harleen is moved and says, "I'm sorry." He says, "Don't worry about it," and thinks to himself, this girl is definitely naive. A bit later, as the drinks are being served, the waiter stumbles, and Raj catches the glasses with amazing skill. Harleen tells him, "You seem to love traveling." He replies, "It's for my work. How about you? Do you like to travel?" She says, "I was born in Canada, and my parents passed away when I was 10, so my grandmother brought me here. Since then, I haven't gone anywhere else. I wish I could quit my job and travel the world. I think about doing it someday." He tells her, "Come closer, closer. Do you know that the phrase someday just means an impossible dream? And it's all because of responsibilities. Today, you're responsible for your grandmother, tomorrow for your husband, and after that for your children. The responsibilities never end. The day you dream of something, you must start working on it that same day. Just like me, I treat every day as if it's the last day of my life, so I only have today. Close your eyes." She closes her eyes, and he gets up to sing and dance with her. At that moment, while she's in the bathroom, Zafar's men attack him. She had left her purse on the chair. Raj seizes the opportunity, takes the diamond out of his pocket, and slips it into her purse. While she's in the bathroom, thinking about him and his words, he's outside crushing the gang members and completely trashing the place. Before making his escape, she comes out of the bathroom to find the restaurant wrecked. She then finds the real Vicky, who has finally arrived, and says to her, "Sorry, I was late. The car broke down." She asks him, "So where's the guy who was with me?" He replies, "He left you this bill for the damages and took off." She tells him, "Here, take this card. My uncle will pay you," and leaves. After she's gone, Officer Zora arrives and starts asking questions. While she's driving, furious about what happened, she accidentally hits someone. When she gets out of the car, she finds it's Raj. She says, "You?" He says, "How are you?" She shoots back, "Is this before or after I found out the truth about you, you liar?" He replies, "I only lied about my name. I swear, everything else was real." At that moment, she notices he's injured and says, "Let me see. That's a bullet wound. It needs a doctor." He says, "No, it doesn't need a doctor. This bullet needs a kiss." She scoffs, "A kiss?" and starts to walk away. He tells her, "If you leave, the gang and the police will both be after you." She asks him, "What gang? And what do I have to do with any of this?" He says, "They don't know that. All they know is that you were with me." So she's forced to stay. He asks her, "Are you good at sewing?" She says, "Only clothes." He says, "Okay, hold this lamp." She holds the lamp while he stitches his own wound. After he finishes, he hands her a bottle, but when she sees his six-pack abs, she completely forgets to ask what's in it and drinks the whole thing. After she finishes, she starts to feel dizzy and says, "What was in that bottle?" He says, "Don't worry, just tranquilizers. Now, focus on what I'm about to tell you. After I leave, 2 groups will come after you, the police and the gang. Both will tell you that I'm a crazy and dangerous person. If they pick you up in a Skoda, you'll find a gun under the seat on the left. If it's a Toyota, the gun will be on the right. Pull it out, threaten them with it, and they'll let you go. And if they ask you about me, what will you tell them? She says, I don't know you, and then passes out. She wakes up the next day in her own home. He has left her a note that says, I'm sorry. She can't stop thinking about him, his words, and the short time they spent together. She goes to work feeling energized for the first time, feeling that life has finally smiled at her. But her daydream is interrupted by the officer in charge of the case. She tells him, excuse me, how can I help you? He says, I am Officer Zor. I need to have a word with you, but unfortunately, we can't talk here. Could you please come with us? He takes her in the car and tells her, the person you met from the website is a crazy and dangerous man. She says, he told me you would say exactly that. The officer says, but I brought proof. Look at this video. Believe me, this person is using you and will destroy you right along with him. She watches the video and says, but where are you taking me? The police station is in the other direction. He says, we're taking you to a safe place. At that moment, she remembers Raj's words and starts looking for the gun. She finds it and threatens them with it, but as soon as the officer yells at her, she panics and doesn't know what to do. Just then, Raj appears out of nowhere to save her, jumping onto the car. The officers get out to catch him but fail, while Harleen grabs the wheel and speeds away. He gets in with her, but at that moment, the gang also attacks and surrounds them. He tells her, don't get out of the car, no matter what, but she gets out anyway and yells, I'm not with him. They immediately start shooting at her, so she quickly jumps back in and tells him, okay boss, I'm with you. He says, for the sake of your beautiful eyes, I'll overlook what just happened. Don't worry, you're safe with me. No one will be able to touch you. She says, okay, but please, on your mother's life, don't kill anyone. He says, all right, then pulls out a massive weapon. She is shocked, and he tells her, stay put, I'll just kill them and be right back. And he does just that. He goes out, finishes them off, blows up their cars for good measure, and then returns like a conquering hero, only to find she's run away. He catches up with her and she says, hello boss, look, I was just looking for you, let's go. And so they end up taking some poor guy's car. Raj asks her, so what did you think of the dose of excitement I provided? She says, it was crap. Why do you go around attacking and killing people for no reason? He says, I know what I'm doing. She says, drop me off anywhere. I want to get away from you. I wish I'd gone with them. At least I would have been safe. I never should have trusted someone like you. He says, really? Fine, as you wish. He leaves the car for her and goes to steal another one. She gets out and runs after him yelling, you're crazy. Why are you stealing this car? He says, what's it to you? What exactly do you want? Look, I'm sorry for everything that's happened to you because of me. None of this was planned. It was fate. My only concern has been to protect you. If it weren't for me, you'd be dead by now. I do everything for a reason. Take this car key and go, but be careful. He leaves, but she doesn't go. She comes back to him again. After that, they go to an island and enter a restaurant. He asks her, do you have any money? She says, no. He says, how can you work in a bank and not have any money? She says sarcastically, oh, please. If I worked in a hospital, does that mean I'd carry cough medicine with me? He says, so what are we going to do now? She says, kill 2 or 3 people in the restaurant? Is this your hobby, or are you just getting started? You're a disgusting person. My life was wonderful without you. He retorts, yeah, right. You were a miserable employee. Have you forgotten scrolling through websites for any loser to pay attention to you? God bless the dating site and the I'm longing for a relationship. I want any fool to talk to me. She gets angry and slaps him. He gets embarrassed and says, your jokes are terrible. What will you be eating, my love? They order food, and while they're eating, he pulls out the diamond. She says, what is this? He says, don't you watch the news? She says, no way, you're a thief. And why did you steal this specific diamond? At that moment, Officer Zor appears and tells him, let's talk calmly for the sake of the children here. Ma'am, this gentleman stole the diamond as soon as he learned that Zafar had placed a large reward on it. So he stole it and tarnished his country's reputation, all to sell it to Zafar. Listen, the whole place is surrounded. Escape is impossible. Come with us quietly, out of respect for the people around us. But I have a feeling feeling you won't come the easy way. So, are you coming with us or will you die with him? She says to Raj, you know, despite everything I've seen from you, I had a strong feeling you were a good person. Unfortunately, it was just a feeling. I'm going with them. He tells her, unfortunately, I can't let you go. He shoots her with a tranquilizer dart, shoots the officer, and then jumps off the mountain. And the crazy part is, they survive this massive fall. They come out of it alive, and he tells her, don't worry, we're safe now, while she is completely unconscious. Then he gets on a plane and says, and now we're even safer. They travel for a long time until they reach another island. She wakes up, comes out to find him and says, how dare you shoot me? He says, are you stupid? What shooting? You're fine. The dart that hit you was just a tranquilizer. She hits him, knocking him into the water. He tells her, by the way, that outfit looks really great on you. Take care of it because the one you were wearing got stained. She says, my clothes? Who changed my clothes? He says, ma'am, don't worry. I changed them for you myself, I swear. She says, as if you're my sister or something? He says, and you think I'd miss an opportunity like that? Of course, I had my eyes closed. Well, not completely closed, and I barely saw. She hits him again. Afterward, she goes to call her grandmother to reassure her. When she returns, she finds he has prepared food. She asks him, is it true that you stole the diamond to sell it to Zafar? He says, I stole the diamond to protect it from Zafar, because if I hadn't stolen it, someone else would have and given it to him. Suddenly, the gang attacks them. They hide, and he says, how did this happen? It's impossible. I haven't made any calls from here. She says, I made a call. He says, get out of here, you fool, and he grabs her and runs. He runs ahead, leading them to a specific spot, and when they arrive, he starts taking them out one by one. He grabs the last man and tells him, your boss sends 4 men to kill me? Come on, at least respect the diamond I stole. The man tells him, Zafar won't leave you alone. Raj asks, and how do I get to this Zafar? He replies, I don't know. I report to his assistant, Hamid. He asks, and how do I get to Hamid? The man says, I don't know. Raj tells him, fine, if I turn your face into a pancake right now, Hamid won't be much use to you, so it's better if you just tell me nicely. So the man tells him his location. After that, Raj takes Harleen and they head towards the country where Hamid is. Harleen is very impressed by the view. He tells her, what do you think? I want you to enjoy it. She jokes, you're right. After all, this is all on the producer's dime. Anyway, she tells him, from the day I met you, my life has been a thriller movie, and truly, I've loved my life with you. For the first time, I'm telling you, I trust you completely. You've made all my dreams come true. But what about you? What do you dream of? He answers, after we're done with all this chaos, I hope to return to my home and my family. She says, God willing, that will happen. They go out and have the best time together. Then he finds out Hamid's location and gets ready to go to a party Hamid is hosting. She asks him, where are you going? He says, I'll be back in an hour. She says, no, I'm coming with you. And of course, he can't say no to her. He tells her, get dressed, I'll wait for you downstairs. Indeed, she gets dressed and comes down. The first moment he sees her, he is stunned by how beautiful she looks in the dress. I mean, this is Katrina we're talking about. If she wore a burlap sack, it would look like an evening gown. Anyway, a police car passes by, so he presses her against the wall and looks into her eyes. She says, don't you dare kiss me. He says, I wasn't even thinking about it. Have you ever tried it before? She says, no, I haven't. He says, so you don't know how? She says, no, I do, and kisses him on the cheek. He tells her, and you call that a kiss? And so the man proceeds to teach her the art of kissing the right way. As they say, there's no shame in learning. They go to the party, and she asks him, what are we supposed to do? He says, we're going to look for someone named Hamid Gul to give him the diamond. They ask a waiter, and then Raj tells her, be quiet and leave it to me. Come on, try your luck at this game. They go over, and she says, I'm not good at playing. He tells her, bet everything on number 31. She does, and the number wins. She's overjoyed, and he tells her, now bet on number 26. That number wins too, and she starts shouting with joy, which is when Hamid notices them. She tells him, come on, that's enough. He says, bet everything you have on number 17. She says, no, that's enough. He says, hurry up. She places the bet and loses. She says, "Seriously?" He says, "It's your fault. You're bad luck." She retorts, "No, you made me lose," and yells in his face. He tells her, "Excellent, well done. Now slap me." She says, "Are you an idiot?" He says, "Just do as I say and slap me." So she slaps him, and this whole thing turns out to be a planned trick for Hamid. And sure enough, Hamid swallows the bait. He tells her, "Go to the bathroom. Hamid will follow you. He'll ask you to go with him, so tell him, you go ahead and I'll follow." The plan goes exactly as he arranged it. She returns to him, and he tells her, "Brilliant, champ. Go back to the hotel. I'll give him the diamond and catch up with you." After that, he goes to Hamid and just leaves the diamond for him. Hamid is surprised at how it got there, but Raj suddenly appears, approaches him, and says, "What do you think of it?" before snatching it from his hand. Hamid tells him, "You're a very clever thief, but you'll lose your life and the diamond." Raj says, "Why? I came to give you the diamond for free." Hamid asks, "In exchange for what?" He says, "I want you to hand Zafar over to me." When Hamid hears this, his expression changes. Raj takes him down, and Hamid's men intervene, shooting at Raj, but the bullets hit Hamid instead. Raj tells him, "Tell me, where can I find Zafar?" He says it's impossible for you to reach him, before Raj throws him into the water and escapes. Meanwhile, on her way back to the hotel, Officer Zor catches Harleen and takes her to the Indian embassy. She tells him, "Why are you doing this to Raj? He's a good person. He stole the diamond to protect it from Zafar." He tells her, "Really? And can just anyone steal the diamond so easily? If it's that easy, why hasn't it been stolen in 150 years? I know he's filled your head with nonsense. I wonder, what else did he tell you?" She says, "He told me you would kill me." He says, "And yet, here you are, still alive. Where is he now?" She says, "He's with someone named Hamid Gul." At that moment, his superior tells her, "Hamid Gul was killed, and the one who helped set up his murder was you." Zor continues, "You are now an international criminal. Killing you would be very easy for us, but we'll give you one more chance. Take this device. As soon as you meet him, just press this button." She takes the device and leaves, all the while thinking about the trust Raj had in her. Her thoughts are interrupted by Raj, who asks her, "Where have you been? You've been gone since morning." She says, "Do you want the truth, or do you want me to lie to you like you lied to me?" He asks, "Lied about what?" She says, "About everything. You killed Hamid Gul, and the diamond is still with you, isn't it?" He says, "Who told you that?" She says, "Zor." He takes out the diamond, places it in front of her, already knowing she has a tracking device. She tells him, "I wish you had never entered my life. You've destroyed me, and you've destroyed yourself. You made me live in a dream, but that's all it was." He tells her, "Trust me, and you'll see I'm right." She says, "Enough, I don't want to." He says, "Then what are you waiting for?" He grabs her hand and presses the button on the device. Instantly, the police arrive. He tries to escape but can't. They shoot him and he falls into the water. The officer tells her, if the bullets don't kill him, the water surely will. And he takes the diamond from her, saying, "You just bought your life with this diamond." Afterward, she returns home, but she can't get Raj out of her mind. She keeps thinking about him and the time they spent together, and she remembers his words, "My life's wish is to finish this chaos and return to my home and my family." So she decides to go to his family's house. She arrives and says to his father, "Did you order the book, The Womanizer?" He says, "I didn't order any books." At that moment, his wife comes out and says, "No, you definitely ordered it and forgot. Excuse me, my dear. His memory is temporary, like a goldfish's." Then she tells her, "Please come in." Harleen enters and asks the father, "Do you have a son named Raj?" He replies, "No, we don't." But as she is leaving, she glimpses his picture. She asks the woman, "Who are these?" She replies, "These are my sons. This is Viren. He was an officer in the army and died on a mission for his country. And this is my son Ajay. He is also in the army. After his brother's death, he told me he was going on a very difficult mission. Since then, I know nothing about him. I don't know if he's alive or dead." At that moment, the man says, "My son Ajay is still alive. He's not dead. The man who can kill him hasn't been born yet." Afterward, she leaves. But as soon as she arrives home, she is kidnapped. When she wakes up, she finds Zafar in front of her. He asks, "Where is the diamond?" She says, "I don't know anything. Who are you?" He says, "I am Zafar." He then throws a diamond in front of her and smashes it with a hammer. She says, "You're crazy. Why would you break the diamond when you did all this for it?" He says, "This diamond is a fake. The real one is impossible to break." At that moment, Officer Zor appears. It turns out he's one of Zafar's men. He tells her, "You tricked me. Now tell me, where is the real diamond?" She says, "I swear, I've told you everything I know. Believe me." He says, "I know how to get the truth. This injection will force you to tell the truth." And he gives her the injection. As soon as she gets it, she enters a state of unconsciousness, and Zafar starts asking her, "Where is the real diamond?" She tells them, "With Raj." They tell her, "Raj is dead." She says, "No, you fools. He tricked you and me into thinking he was dead, so that you would come back and kidnap me to ask about the real diamond. That way, through me, he would be able to get to you, my dear Zafar." At that very moment, our hero arrives and starts taking out all of Zafar's men, planting bombs in every corner of the place. Then he enters the room where Zafar and his men are holding Harleen at gunpoint. She says to him, "Thank God you're safe, my hero." He immediately throws his weapon down. Zafar applauds him, saying, "I'll give it to you. You're better than all my men combined, but I never imagined your intelligence would lead you all the way to me." Raj says, "Unfortunately, Zafar, what I discovered is that you're the dumbest person in the world, Zafar." Zafar signals to one of his goons, who throws a chain at Raj and ties him by the waist as they start beating him from all sides. Zafar tells him, "How much can you endure before you tell me where the diamond is?" And they continue to beat him. He asks again, "Speak, where is the diamond?" Raj answers, "The diamond is where it should be. It was never stolen in the first place. The story of the theft was a small lie agreed upon between Indian intelligence and the Secret Service in London. When you put out a call for the diamond, we played this little game just to get to you." Zafar asks, "So the diamond was never stolen?" Raj replies, "Exactly." Zafar says, "Fine, get ready. The countdown to your life has begun." Raj retorts, "Unfortunately, the moment you kill me, the countdown to your own life will begin. The day will come when a weapon is raised against you in the exact same way, and you will die too. We do not perish." At that moment, Zafar remembers the exact same words Varan said to him. He asks Raj, "Colonel Varan, how do you know him?" Raj says, "He was my brother. The day you killed him, the countdown to your life began." And with that, the whole place starts to explode. Raj grabs a gun, kills the goon holding him, then takes Harleen and goes to find Zafar, but the guards are chasing them. Harleen tells him, "I got an injection because of you." He asks her, "Was it in the muscle or the nerve?" She says, "You're all talk. Why didn't you do anything when we were together? You don't love me, do you?" He says, "This really isn't the time." Zafar gets in a car and escapes, while Raj grabs a motorcycle and chases after him, with Zafar's men right behind them. He pulls Harleen from behind him and puts her in the front, telling her, "I love you so much, now hug me." Then he adds, "Take out the guns and shoot at them." She says, "Any more of this abuse would be a sin." And indeed, she starts shooting at them, flipping their cars over. But Zafar has set up an ambush and gets the drop on them. Honestly, if he had just paid attention to the road, this wouldn't have happened. Anyway, Zafar says to Raj, "I'll take this beauty to steal the real diamond for me, and then I'll give her back to you." And he takes her and leaves. At that moment, Raj wakes up, breaks the bones of Zafar's men one by one, then takes a car and speeds after them. But he can't catch them because they get on a plane. But he manages to fire an explosive arrow into the body of the plane and continues to chase it. On the plane, Harleen snatches a gun from a guard and starts shooting randomly, killing almost everyone on board. The plane begins to malfunction, and Raj gets inside and starts breaking Zafar's bones. The plane catches fire, and Harleen is tied to her seat. Raj finishes with Zafar and throws him into the fire, just like Zafar did to his brother. Then he goes to untie Harleen. As they are about to get off the plane, Zafar fires one last shot at them. Raj throws Harleen into the water and takes the bullet for her, but he's unaffected. He runs towards Zafar, hits him in the chest with an axe, throws him back into the fire, and escapes. The plane is about to explode, but at the last second, he jumps into the water. He loses consciousness. When he wakes up, he finds himself in a hospital. Next to him is the head of intelligence, who tells him, "Thank God you're safe, hero. You completed the mission exactly as planned. You and your brother are heroes. One died for the country, and the other's name died while his body lives on. We sent Harleen home and told her you were dead. The story of Ajay is over, and Raj is the one who lives now. Being in the Secret Service means your life belongs to us, and Harleen's presence is a major weakness." Then he leaves. Raj is devastated. A nurse comes to give him medicine and he drinks it, but it's Harleen, and the medicine contains a sedative, just like he used to do to her. She takes him and breaks him out of the hospital, carrying him a very long distance until she gets him to where they need to be. When he wakes up, he finds his clothes have been changed. He asks her, "Who changed my clothes?" She says, "I did. I thought of you like my sister's son and changed them for you." He says, "Really?" She says, "I swear on my sister's life." He looks around and discovers he's in front of his house. He is overjoyed and takes her hand. As soon as he enters the house, he finds his father, who is extremely happy to see him, and his mother can't believe her son is still alive, so she takes him in her arms. And Harleen lives with them, and they all lived happily ever after. And that's where the film ends. Before you go, don't forget to show your support by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. By the way, there are other exciting videos on the channel that you'll love. And if you don't see your favorite movie, just write its name in the comments. Until next time, my friend.